I'm Jim Tobin, and I've been doing social media marketing since 2007. And the weird thing is, today I'm still getting asked by brands all the time, can you run a program to get me more fans on Instagram or get me more fans on Facebook? Stop. You do not want to run programs to get you more fans or followers on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, any of them. It is an absolute utter waste of time, but more importantly, it's a waste of your money. And what we're going to do today is we're going to walk through why it's a waste of money. And there's several ways to get fans. One is the good patient way: create good content, use the right hashtags, take your time with it, but nobody wants to do that. They want shortcuts, they want quick ways to do it. So you can either run a program to get fans, I'll talk about that at the very end, or you can run ad units that help you get fans. And that's what we're going to focus on because the math is easiest to sort of digest, and then we'll come back to programs at the very end. So let's start by assuming you want to add 100,000 fans to whatever you have on both Facebook and Instagram. Now, the way you can do this, of course, is to run boosted content that's designed to get you fans. And to do that, you can assume it's going to cost you about $1 per fan on Facebook and about $7 per fan on Instagram. Now, we used to say $3 per fan, but really the last one we ran was $15 a fan. So $17 or follower, whatever you want to call them. It's a really conservative number, the $7 a fan, right? And now I'm assuming you want good quality fans that are likely to actually care about your brand. There are other things you can do. You can go to these services like this one I have pictured right up here, where you can buy fans, 5,000 of them for 25,000 of them for $249. So for $1,000, you could basically get your 100,000 fans. You don't want to do that. They're not real fans. They're not even real people. The platforms are going to wipe away those fans over the next coming months. It's a waste of time. But if you want to do that stuff, it's cheap, it's crap, but it's cheap, but you can do that. I'm assuming you want to get good, real human beings or actual fans. So assuming $1 per fan and $7 per fan on Instagram, now we're looking at a spend of $800,000 to get you these fans. It gets worse. It gets worse because once you buy that, you've wasted your money. Why? Well, let's say you start posting now to these fans. You can expect for the 100,000 new fans on Facebook, about 2,000 of them to see your next post. That's about 2% organic reach. On Instagram, a little bit better. You can expect about 20% of your fans to see them. Now, we see as low as about 10%. We see as high as maybe 30% if you've got a really good account. So let's just use 20% as a good sort of upper middle number there. So now you've run these two posts. You've gained 22,000 impressions. 22,000 impressions, but you're not done. You're going to do this twice a week for the whole year. So I'm going to multiply this by 100. Right? Because you're doing 100 posts over 50 weeks. I'm giving you 2 weeks off for vacation. I'm that kind of guy. I'm a giver. So you've done this 100 times, right? Now you've gotten 2.2 million impressions from these followers that you've spent $800,000 to get. If you work that math, that works out to a CPM of $363.63. Not sure if you do a lot of media buying, but that is ridiculously high. The CPM you should expect to sort of budget for a normal, decently targeted Facebook buy, maybe $3, a $3 CPM. You're at $363 right now. So if you want to reach the same 2.2 million impressions among a good target audience of maybe 200,000 people, it would cost you about $6,600. So you spent $800,000 when you could have spent $6,600. Never mind the fact that you need to produce those 100 pieces of content. None of that cost is factored in here as well. So the waste is $793,400. It's 120 times more expensive to reach these followers than if you had just gone directly to them. Now, the only reason, I hear this all the time, but yeah, I know we don't need followers, but our CEO or our executive suite, it's a vanity metric. Well, that vanity is costing you a ton of money. With the $793,000 that you've wasted, you could have bought drinks for your country club buddies like 1,000 times, and they would be much more impressed with you than the one time you could tell them you have 100,000 more fans than you used to. So it is a complete and utter waste of money. The other thing you're going to have to start to explain, and we see this on accounts that aren't really thriving, is fan attrition. People are much more commonly hiding, unfollowing fan pages, unliking fan pages than they are adding those fan pages. So once you add 100,000, you're going to see them drip away over the next couple months. You can do a program, right? We talked about that early on. We can do a program that will get you fans. So enroll in the sweepstakes and give us, follow us for the sweepstakes. That's actually prohibited from the rules of terms of service of Facebook and Instagram, but if you don't really care about that, perhaps you can do that. But if you're going to run a program to get somebody to click on something, get them to click on something that's going to drive a real action for your business. Go to your listing on Amazon. Go to your web page where you can pixel them and retarget them, and you maybe make them an offer that gets you their email address so you can constantly follow up with them. Spending that action on getting a follower, when we're talking about 2% organic reach rate or 20% organic reach rate, the math still doesn't add up. If you can drive a click to something more valuable than focusing on your follower count. And finally, what could you do with this $793,000 that you've spent on fans that you now can't reach? You could do an entire year of community management and content creation and boosting of that content and still have money left over. You could run an entire year of an influencer program, an ambassador program that would be great for the full year and could guarantee you millions and millions and millions of impressions, or millions and millions and millions, tens of thousands of website clicks, whatever, per month, guaranteed from this same amount of money. So if you've got $800,000 to spend, please use it on something besides buying fans. So that's all I've got for you. If your boss tells you we need to go get more fans to our account, please share this video with them. The math just doesn't make sense. If you need help, let us know. Glad to help. Until next time, I'm Jim Tobin.